So I just watched the Flux Chapter 2, War of the Sontarans, and it was actually really quite good. We'll start with the plot. So of course, as we know, the plot begins with the Doctor just waking up, but seeing some kind of house floating in the air. I think it may be the house from the previous episode at the end with the Weeping Angels, but maybe not. And of course she meets Mary Seacole, who is a very famous nurse from the Crimean War, who is a little bit overshadowed by Florence Nightingale, but I think recently has gotten more prominence. And, of course, the Sontarans are there. The Sontarans are fighting in place of the Russians, they're fighting the British, and it's quite confusing. It's quite a good cold opener to see that. It begins very confusing. You think, oh, let's get our bearings here. And then drops the bombshell that, what are Russians? They're fighting Sontarans. This isn't the Doctor saying this. This is Mary Seacole, who shouldn't even know what a Sontaran is. Which is absolutely brilliant. But, it was good to have all the characters split up, I think, because it meant that we could get each one have time for themselves. It was obvious that Yaz kind of got the short end of the stick in this one. I think she got the least amount of screen time. I mean, Dan didn't get much either, as it was mainly focused on the Doctor, as it should be. But, yeah, Yaz definitely got the short end of the stick with the I wouldn't say most insignificant plotline. Dan didn't do too much either, but Yaz kind of sat there with the guy, I've forgotten his name, the guy from Outpost Rose, and met the Swarm and Azure, who now we know the name of Azure. But it didn't really do much there. Dan, on the other hand, he did brilliant, didn't he? He whacked a couple Sontarans with a wok and met back with his mum and dad in the street. And then met Carvinister on a ship and blew everything up. I mean, yeah, that's everything that he did. I think Dan and Carvinister are a pretty good combo. Having them together, they do play off each other really, really well, even if they say they don't like each other, but I have a feeling that they've got some kind of relationship more than the you're my human, you're connected to me kind of thing. The Doctor did very, very well. I think the Doctor was brilliant. Jodie Whittaker has done very well in this one. There was not a lot of exposition, not a lot of sonicking. It was quite good to hear. But the only exposition that we actually did have was the explaining of how the Sontarans are there and really what's going on. Even then, I didn't think that they portrayed that very well. I didn't particularly understand how, since they did get through the shield that was created around Earth, I didn't really understand how they went back to the Crimea with their time ships, or why really do that? Why go there and do that instead of just doing it from the 21st century with better technology? Then again, I guess Commander Rishko wanted a horse, so can't have a horse in the 21st century. They're all died off, aren't they? Let's talk about the villains. The villains, the Sontarans, led by Commander Rishko, I think it is. Rishko. Pretty good, actually. I like the new redesign. The redesign is a bit brilliant. It was good to hear a callback to Commander Lynx from the Time Warrior. That was good, especially since they've got the same kind of armour shape as the new series ones. It's more body armour than it is like just coverings over them. They've got quite a lot of, it looks quite bulky, which is good. And it's quite weathered. That's the best part about it. It's the weathered design. The helmets are like the original ones where they've got the holes put in them, like in a crown shape. And of course, it's not blue. It's grey this time. I don't know why they were blue. It's a bit weird. The grey does look fantastic on the Sontarans. But overall, honestly, while they were good, it was a bit weird. It's normally like this with the Sontarans. They're supposed to be the greatest warrior race ever created. Yet they're like stormtroopers on the Death Star. They can barely hit their shots. They're trying to shoot it down or someone else and they can't do it. It's like we get the scenes in Sontaran Stratagem where they're going through the Atmos factory, and killing all of UNIT, and they've got brilliant aim, and it's absolutely perfect. But for some reason in this, they can barely shoot down while they're running through the street. It's just a bit strange, honestly, but I guess plot armor's a thing, so can't really do much about that. Let's talk about the main villain everything, Swarm and Azure, who's now been identified as Azure. Yeah, they're alright. They didn't really do anything this time. They did introduce Passenger, I think his name was, who we've seen in all the leaked photos when they were filming in Liverpool outside a cathedral. That was good to see that he showed up, even though we still have no idea who he really is. But it was good to see that he was there, and we are getting... Because I think people, when they saw the first episode, like, okay, we've seen everything that we've seen in the trailer, but we haven't seen the stuff from the filming footage. So what's going on there? Where's the guy with the skull mask? But it's good now to see that he has showed up, and will more than likely be expanded on in the next episode, Once Upon a Time, which sounds like Twice Upon a Time, but it's actually this prequel, so pretty good. Overall, honestly, I think it was a pretty good episode. I do, in some ways, prefer over the Halloween Apocalypse, but in other ways don't. Because the Halloween Apocalypse, it's not really meant to be enjoyed by itself, because it sets up everything else. It's sort of the same with the War of Sontarans. I think this series, like The Key to Time, is one where you will have to binge watch it if you want to watch it again. Well, not really binge watch, but you'll have to watch it in order. It's not one where you can just pick up a story halfway through and understand what's going on. So, yeah, it's kind of like that. It's quite good to actually see that it's quite like The Key to Time, because we haven't had a series like that for a long while, where it's here's the plot, it's going across the entire series. I mean, we sort of had that with the Crack in Time in Series 5, but not really, since it came back over and over again. Key to Time hasn't returned on TV, so there we have it. But anyway, thanks for watching my rambling. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment, tell me what you thought of the episode, as I'd love to hear it and discuss it. But thanks for watching.